It's the new year, and like many moms, you probably have a list of resolutions you're going to try to keep. It can be hard because we're always juggling something, right?
Yes, of course. Well, we want you to commit and, more importantly, achieve your family resolutions for 2015. So Dr. Sue Hubbard from Take Charge Parenting, which you can see right here, by the way, at 11 o'clock every Tuesday, is here to help and teach us how do we get started with these family resolutions. You got to get everyone on board, right?
I think you got to get everyone on board. I think this is a perfect time to talk about prioritizing your family. I think the resolution should come as a group.
Yeah.
Sit down together, all ages.
All ages, including that 13-year-old.
Including that 13-year-old and all the way up, and even your college kids, and involve your spouse. I mean, this is a good time to say, what do we want to do this year as a family?
Yeah.
What are our priorities?
So obviously, like eating meals together.
So important, Amy. I mean, the data is there. We've all known this since I was growing up. You know, you came to dinner every night. Right. Now, I think families are so busy, and they tell me they're too busy to eat together, and that really breaks my heart. Because we can't be that busy, because we know that children who just go to family meals turn out better.
It's true.
It's true. They have better grades, they are socialized better, they get into less trouble. And it seems so easy to me because you don't have to be a great cook either now, right?
Exactly.
Okay, you can pick up healthy foods.
What about the scheduling, though? Okay, so because during the week we've got sports practices and everybody's got their things going on, can we give ourselves a break and go, if you don't do it every night, it's okay?
Yes. No, I totally think that you lay out that calendar, and then if you don't have any day, then you make a day.
You commit to it.
And let's commit to 2 days. Let's not say 5. Let's just say 2 days a week we're going to eat together as a family, and this is the time.
And for our family, we always try to just make it Sundays, because at least Sunday is generally a day that everyone's
together
and mostly free.
You know what's interesting about it, too, is you probably hear things from your kids that maybe you didn't know. Like, I know my kids would say, more family game nights.
Yes, kids love that. More family movie nights. When we were together over the holidays, we had a family movie night, and it was really fun, and you can do it for all ages. But you've got to sit down together and make sure that everyone's on the same page, because you want your kids to be able to tell their friends, I can't do that night because my family's doing something.
Yeah.
Right. And again, not every night. I get that. Those teenagers would look at us and roll their eyes like, are you crazy?
Yeah. Well, even now, if I say, we're going to sit down and play a game, they would think we've grown 2 heads. Because
there are all sorts of games you can play, and we played an awkward one together with grown-up children, so you can play all the way from your little kids, I think, playing Candyland and Chutes and Ladders. And I think the other thing, Lisa, not electronics. Let's try not do electronic games.
That's just obvious stuff, right? Although we played Catchphrase with Lisa's family the other night, and it's a little bit electronic, right?
Yeah, just a little, though.
And it was so fun.
It's so fun.
Yeah.
We've played that before, too. So I think family meals, game night, movie night, something that you have as a family together, knowing that maybe sometimes someone can't come, there's something comes up. And then the other thing is talk about gratitude with your kids. I think it's important to talk about what we're going to be grateful for and how lucky we are, and maybe have the little gratitude jar.
I really like that idea, too.
And there's all sorts of variations on that. Even at the dinner table, we used to do that whole roses and thorns. Because when you ask your kids, what did you do at school today?
Yes.
Nothing. Well, what was the good thing? Nothing.
Right.
So, it makes all of us be less negative, I think, and focus on some good things and all the things that we're fortunate for. So I think that's another attribute during the new year that I myself would like to work on.
Another thing that we did just a couple years ago, and we got out of the habit of doing it, but I need to get back to it, which made me think, we did a thankful journal. And I left the journal on the island, and the only requirement I had was that every day somebody writes something they were thankful for. I didn't care if they were thankful for milk,
right?
They were thankful for a clean pair of socks, whatever it was.
Anything.
Just one thing had to be written down. And I would say before we go to bed, don't forget to write in a thankful journal. And we got in the habit of doing that. Somehow we got out.
And then maybe reading them at like a family dinner.
It's really cool to go back and read what they're saying. It's really precious.
Oh, I think that's awesome. That's a great idea.
And to make them feel special. Each child needs to feel like
that's a great
what
point
they
too.
say is important.
So also, how about make dates with each child? Because when you have a lot of kids, sometimes they're all thrown together, and say, okay, this week, so-and-so is going to go out to dinner with Daddy and Mommy.
Right.
Next week, I'm going to take you shopping for that book that you were looking for. So that they have a special time with parents, and we did try to do that, again, many times, but started off well. So don't set this resolution so high that you can't maintain it, because then I think we all get disappointed in ourselves. So just do little things, and then
try them all.
Try them,
because not everything's going to stick, right?
And everything's doesn't work for the same family. And then the last thing I think is really important with families, and I see this in my patients, you need time with your spouse. I think it's important for our children to see us together in our relationships, whatever that is, the significant other. So show them about relationships because that's how they learn.
Yeah.
And that's how they'll model into their lives.
Into their own lives.
And then next we want you to
So
tell us
true.
how to have great relationship with our adult children. Since you're so
I
good
need
at
help.
that.
If the kids were watching, they would say, I can't believe my mom's giving this advice because she needs help on parenting adult children.
Well, we'll take notes from you as our kids get older. And for more information about how about resolutions to everything we just talked about, head over to kidsdoctor.com and be sure to check out Take Charge Parenting right after the broadcast today at 11. It also airs on Sundays at noon. You can catch it then.
Okay, they're meant to spark a craving for dinner, but sometimes get turned into a meal. We are talking appetizers when the broadcast returns. Oh, it smells good in here.